Okay, so picture this. You're in one of the most desolate, lifeless places on the entire planet, and yet, something impossible is happening. Heavy stones, just sitting on the desert floor, are somehow moving, all by themselves. They're leaving these long, mysterious trails behind them. This is the incredible story of the sailing stones of Death Valley. So that's the central puzzle, right? The question that just baffled scientists, explorers, and pretty much everyone for decades. I mean, it seems to defy the laws of physics. What kind of invisible force could possibly be at work in a place that feels completely, utterly frozen in time? To even begin to understand this mystery, we have to go to the place where it all happens. And let me tell you, it's a landscape that feels as alien as it is beautiful. I want you to imagine a place of just profound silence. That's Racetrack Playa. It's this huge, flat expanse of cracked mud, baked hard by the sun. We're talking one of the driest, hottest places on Earth. And when you're there, it honestly feels like nothing has moved for 1,000 years. But here's the thing, that feeling of stillness, it's a total illusion. Because scattered all over this playa are rocks, and some of them weigh hundreds of pounds, that has somehow traveled across the surface. And there are no footprints, no signs of anyone or anything messing with them. Just the stone, and this long, elegant track it left behind. Well, as you can imagine, the sheer strangeness of these moving rocks fueled decades of speculation. And honestly, the more people looked, the deeper the mystery seemed to get. And the details just made it all even harder to figure out. We're not talking about a little nudge here. Some of these trails are longer than 2 football fields. The stones sometimes make these sharp 90-degree turns or even move in perfect parallel with other rocks before just veering off in a new direction. And the most unsettling clue of all, no one, and I mean no one, had ever actually seen it happen. So with 0 witnesses and no clear explanation, people's minds started to wander. This quote kind of captures the feeling perfectly. It was almost easier to believe in desert spirits doing the work than to find some logical scientific cause. And this basically led to 2 different ways of thinking. On one side, you had all these theories about supernatural activity, mysterious energies, maybe even powerful magnetic fields. But on the other side, a small group of scientists insisted there had to be a natural explanation, a physical mechanism driven by the unique environment of Death Valley. So, how did science finally crack the case? Well, it turns out the answer wasn't some huge, powerful force. It was a hidden engine of astonishing elegance and simplicity. The big secret wasn't one single thing. Instead, it was this perfect and very, very rare combination of natural events. The answer wasn't supernatural at all. It was more like a conspiracy of the elements themselves: ice, wind, and water. Okay, so let's break this down because it's absolutely fascinating. First, you need a really rare event, just enough rain to flood the playa with a few inches of water. Then, the temperature has to drop below freezing overnight, creating a thin layer of ice across the surface. When the sun comes up, it doesn't melt the ice right away. Instead, it warms it just enough to crack it into these huge floating panels. And finally, get this, all you need is a light, steady wind, maybe just 10 miles an hour. That's enough to start pushing these massive ice sheets across the water. And as they move, they nudge the stones frozen within them, slowly, slowly scraping a trail in the mud below. And that explains why no one ever saw it. The stones move at a snail's pace, maybe just a few feet per minute. The whole process is nearly silent, and it only happens under these incredibly specific, fleeting conditions. Being there at the exact right moment was next to impossible. But it was real. So now that we have the answer, does it make the sailing stones any less magical? You know, I'd argue it actually makes them even more incredible. Just think about the sheer scale of this for a second. A journey of over 800 feet, powered by nothing more than a paper-thin sheet of ice and a gentle breeze. It's really a testament to how these subtle, tiny forces, when given the right conditions, can achieve something absolutely incredible. And what makes this even more remarkable is just how rare it is. This isn't happening all the time. That perfect storm of conditions might only line up once every couple of years, maybe even once a decade. So for most of their lives, these stones are in absolute stillness, just waiting for their moment to dance. You know, ultimately, the sailing stones are this powerful reminder. In a place that seems totally barren and static, there's this hidden movement, this secret life happening. It just goes to show you that the natural world is always working in ways we can't immediately see. And that's what's so profound about this whole thing. the sailing stones teach us to look a little closer, to appreciate the slow, silent processes that are constantly shaping our world. They're like a monument to the quiet, patient power of nature itself.